is Manchester City 4, Crystal Palace 0.
Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. I'm Natalie Pike and I'm joined on the sofas by a very happy Shaun Goethe and a very happy Nedum Onuoha. Although you're not so happy, Shaun, because you had 3-0, so they went and scored 4. Are you disappointed?
No, because that was a beautiful goal. It really was. Sterling's goal was absolutely beautiful. I mean, Nedum actually called it. He says, Shaun, I'm going for this one top corner. And I was like, wow. And then I went, yes. So I jumped on it a bit after him, but what a goal it was.
So 4-0 today versus Crystal Palace jumps us up to second in the league. And of course, we have that game in hand still over Manchester United. We both play Wednesday. We kick off at 6 o'clock. They kick off against Fulham at 8:15. So if we did beat Villa, we would go top of the league at least for a couple of hours. What an incredible position to be in, and not one I think perhaps even I thought possible a few months ago. But we are on some really insane run right now. I haven't quite had time to work out the stats, but quickly, that is 4 wins in a row with no goals conceded. That's incredible. We have the best defence in the Premier League, that is for sure. And we're just looking really, really good.
Yes, it's nice to see. I think as well, we're watching the game, and you know, Cancelo's playing centre midfield and stuff like this, and it doesn't really affect the flow of the team. You know, that says a lot about the way the team they're just so confident. They know exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and they're really on a roll. And to be honest, the best thing is we're seeing them score a lot of goals now. You know, that felt like a concern a month ago, 2 months ago, but they're finding ways to do it. Like even, you know, the centre-back union, to see John Stones get 2. I was hoping for the hat-trick, but, you know, 4 goals at home against a side that really doesn't concede that many goals overall is a great sign.
Yeah, like you say, goals coming from all across the pitch now. So we talked about the first goal, John Stones, obviously, at half time. So if we go in on the second goal, and wow, Ilkay Gundogan absolutely curls that in, must be 19, 20 yards out, right into the top corner. That is a finish to be proud of, Shaun.
It is. I wish I can talk about it with some sort of experience. I normally got a 3-yard or tap in. But, I mean, the technique that it takes, you know, to whip that ball around the way he did, absolutely brilliant. And these are the goals that he sort of scores, you know. You see him also pop up now and again with the free kicks. He's got a technique that when he catches it, you know, it really will frighten goalkeepers. But, again, a beautiful strike by him. And we're seeing these goals coming from all different players. And this is what we now expect from City, what we've seen when we hit 100 points, 100 goals, 100 everything, with players all over the park scoring goals, centre backs popping up with their share of goals, midfielders, you know, them getting the share. It seemed a bit, like I said, a bit like a slow burner, but we got into our groove. And then you just saw those low passes. I lost count at what time, the number of passes. It was just nice, short, intricate passes. Players have just got the flow now.
Yeah, 73% possession overall. Ilkay Gundogan, of course, has recovered from COVID, which Pep had said in his pre-match interview, you know, had been difficult for him. In his last 6 Premier League games, Ilkay Gundogan has scored 4 goals. He is having a brilliant season, and he really has become an integral part of this team.
Yeah, 100%. He's a really good footballer, and he's so intelligent as well. I think he's the perfect example of a Pep Guardiola type player, and he's getting a run of games. And obviously he missed the time because he had the virus, but you see him out there. He's so comfortable. He knows his position. He knows where he's supposed to be. He knows the people he's going to be passing to and stuff like this. And you know, it doesn't take too many touches either. These are the types of players where I know as a defender, I hated playing against them. Because when they take 1-2 touches, you can never get to them, you know. And then when the ball falls to him on the edge of the box, we've seen that he's money from that range. And to be fair, Shaun, I've got to say, I have scored a goal from outside the box at that goal there before. It didn't go in the top corner, but I have slotted one before. And to tell you the full story, this is nuts. I think we were playing against Birmingham City, and I tried to play a ball to Emmanuel Adebayor, but it was one of the worst balls I've ever played. So bad that I ran onto it myself. and then put it into the bottom corner with my left foot. So there's a story for you, Shaun.
Right, we need that. Somebody write that down, and the next time Nedum is on, we are going to show that goal to everybody.
Please do.
It's real, trust me, it's real.
And amazingly as well, for me, that goal came obviously from a corner. I think we can claim the first one from a corner because it came from a corner and then was deflected and then went back in.
Diaz header and then Stones.
Yeah.
The other quality thing about that is we won the first ball, Diaz header, keeper saves it, comes out. We win the second ball. Stones is alive and alert to it, swivels round, bangs it in with his left foot. So, we love the fact we win the header, keeper saves it, and then we on to the second ball and score. This is brilliant. And again, scoring from set piece. Pep will go home now, and there's some boxes ticked. Because as a manager, you want your team to play well, you want to be creative, you want goals come from different areas. And if you throw other things in, you say, well, I want a free kick scored, I want a goal from a corner. These are all the things, and this is what the team has done today. It's like, tick, tick. Nedum said to me, top corner got a bit of a workout today. I think you're right there.
It certainly did, yeah.
A few years ago as well, as fans, we'd sit in the stands and we'd say, we get a corner, we never score from a corner, and you'd be like, oh, right, never mind, we're not going to score from this. And now
we literally had a real old man rant about set pieces before the game, and then to see them go and score the goals like that. I think one thing, like, you can work on it Monday through Friday, but you still need to show the desire. And the desire is clearly there for John Stones and other players every time they go forward. So, to have that extra capability in terms of scoring, who knows what that might win you come the end of the season.
And talking about John Stones, we can hear from our 2-goal hero now.
Well, John, 3 points, a clean sheet, and after a little bit of a wait for your first Premier League goal.
Yeah.
Now you've got 2.
Yeah.
Feel good?
Very good. It was a tough game today. Last two years, I think we've not beat them at home. So it was something that we've worked on. Another clean sheet, as you said, another win. Keep that winning momentum going. And 2 goals for myself, which has been a long time, as you said. So I'm delighted.
Remember the last Premier League goal?
Yeah, Man United. I know it. I don't know how long ago it was, but put a lot of pressure on myself to try and get some goals and try and get more goals.
You were aware of it, were you? That you hadn't scored Premier League goal for City?
No, I need to contribute and bring that to my game, and been trying hard, and it just sometimes it doesn't click. Today it did, and I suppose the hard work on the training pitch of the set pieces and things like that are paying off, and I'm glad to contribute.
I don't want to take any credit away from you, but we've got to talk about Kevin De Bruyne with the first goal. That is an outrageous bit of quality, isn't it, for the assist?
No, Kevin's he's done it over the seasons that I've been here. I remember a few, top of my head, to Leroy when he was here. Some outrageous passes where you just think, I don't know how he's done it. Today again, as he's put the ball in, I knew it was coming straight to me. It was something that we can only dream of, and Kev can just do it when he wants.
More importantly, it looks like you're doing your day job, defending really, really well at the moment. Team's basically not conceded a meaningful goal since you came back into the team. How confident are you feeling?
Very, I'm just trying to keep improving, as I keep saying. So everyone keep improving game by game, day by day on the training pitch, and keeping these clean sheets is massive. I keep saying it. It's just a platform for the lads to go and express themselves at the top of the pitch and score the goals, and we're taking great pride in it, in keeping the clean sheets. It's what we're there to do, and hopefully we can keep the run going and keep as many clean sheets as we can, because we know how vital they are in big games, in games like today, and we know what will happen if we keep getting them. We keep getting these points, keep picking up points. We don't have to go out and score 4 or 5 goals every week. We've done it when it's 1-0 and we fought hard right to the 90th minute. And I say it as we kind of take the credit for it at the back, which we pride ourselves on. But I think we've got to give credit to the whole team. I think from the top and how they press and how they stop a lot of things getting to us. It's a collective thing.
I don't want to drag you back through the dark times, but Micah Richards has been talking in the Sky studios today, said you have to be really brave to rebuild your career. So I do wonder, to get to the point you are now, how tough did it get?
Yeah, it's always tough, when you're not playing, and you don't get a run of games, and you when you do, you don't perform to what you can do because maybe you put too much pressure on yourself. And I've said it to Meeks and to a lot of people that I just went back to the basics, looked at myself first, looked at what I could improve on, and in every aspect. And I said it to Meeks a few times now and he's been very open about himself as well, which is good. And I think players that have been in my position and for me personally to keep fighting and keep believing in myself is something that first and foremost needs to happen. You need to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, am I doing everything for myself and for the team? And I did that and kept working hard, kept the faith, and kept grinding away. And as I said, keep trying to improve, and I still am now. So it's something that I don't think you'll ever stop improving or looking to improve on yourself. And I'm just trying to do my best.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
What an incredible interview there from John Stone. Is that like getting goosebumps there, hearing him talk about what he's been through to get back here. I mean, if we didn't love him enough already, he's just gained even more huge respect from everybody. That was so honest.
Yeah,
wasn't it, Nedum?
It really was. Like, if this is the second time I've been here, and I'm just hanging on every word that's being said. But the stuff that he's saying is incredibly honest. There was a point where many people thought he didn't have a future here. But look at him now. Look how hard he's worked to get here. Look at the fact he's speaking to someone like Micah, who's had his lows and stuff like that. That goes a long, long way. But then also the stuff he was talking about in today's game and just games in general, the appreciation for the fact it's a team game in terms of defending. Like, I was looking at it again, this is that's somebody who you want to play with. That's somebody who you want to be around because they get it. And it's not just a one-person game. Like, he can make a tackle or whatever, but he understands how the game works. He understands his position within it. He understands his ups and his downs, and he's driven because he still wants to get better, even though this is probably the most praise he's received in his career to date.
And we hear it with a lot of the player interviews recently, this talk of teamwork and of contribution. And we've heard a lot of players say it recently when they've scored that they wanted to contribute. That's incredible to hear them talk like that.
I think that stems from the manager. I think when they heard the manager talk, and the manager talks is about the team, when it's the discussion about this is how we're going to approach the game and this is how we'll win, but we need everybody to contribute, and if you're not quite doing it, then we don't win. So we all need to understand the importance, and I think it comes from Pep. So this language that you hear the players talk and speak, it's because they hear it from the manager. And so when they stand out in front of the cameras, it's about my role is important for the team, and I'm happy to provide and play any role. Jesus talking about playing wide, and I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if I could have stood in front of the cameras and said that, but I need to be up front.
Yeah, it's great because when it sounds really stupid, but when he says we, he's including everybody, because as you alluded to, everybody has a role, and he knows himself the plan can only work if everybody plays up to that role. So when you step out on the field, you know what your job is, and you know the importance of it. If you win your battles and you do what's being required of you, it gives the team the best chance. And if you don't, then maybe the team will struggle. But it's not about a 10+1 with one player being able to being free to do whatever they want to do. It's about everybody doing their jobs. It seems so simple, but I guarantee that most teams don't have that.
One other point he makes is, for me, talking about looking at himself in the mirror, I think that is, every player goes through that. I'm sure you went through it, I went through it. 100%. There's a point when you're playing, and if you're not mature, you can say, well, we didn't, as a striker, I could say, well, he's not good enough. He didn't assist me. He didn't find me. It was a bad pass, rather than, well, could I make a better pass? Could I make a better run? Could I show better? Could I have done better with my setting up to a player so he can give a better pass to another player? You look at yourself as to how you can improve the team. And I think that's maturity. When I see him say that, look at himself. So that's a huge lesson for any kids watching, that how you can improve yourself.
And listening to the people for the past few weeks, I think I have to give credit personally to someone like Pep Guardiola as well, because the fact is the doors remained open for somebody even when they appear to be on the other side of it. I think there are lots of managers who decide, well, no, you've gone through this spell, you're not good enough. But John Stones has worked his way into the team. He's earned the right to be there, and the managers welcomed him with open arms. And as a consequence, we're seeing his performances now.
And he is an absolute role model now. He was talking about speaking to Micah, who's obviously been through a difficult time, who's now passing his wisdom on to John Stones. And you can definitely see that John Stones will be a role model to many people now that have been through a difficult time. And I think footballers and non-footballers as well, just as a representation of somebody that's been through a hard time and has fought.
I think, I don't think this is a radical view, but I believe that in life and in football, the experiences which you have, I think you can pass on the lessons so that the person that comes after you, for me, I think I've been successful if the person that comes after me has a better career than I do, because the things that I went through, I don't want to see them have to go through the same things if it's a negative. The more educated, the more understanding players are of their roles, about their lives and so on from a younger age, then I think the setup is better for them to be great. Some of the situations where you have to look yourself in the mirror, where you have to wonder, why am I not in the team? Why is this happening to me? Why all this and so on? You teach people about that. The sooner you understand what the game is, I think the easier the game becomes. But unfortunately, sometimes you learn those hard lessons yourself. But in John Stone speaking to someone like Micah, because I've seen what Micah's been through, Micah's seen what I've been through. And even though every case is ultimately different, there are certain lessons which could be taken from that. And if that stuff can make even just a 1% difference to somebody else's life or career, why not share that instead of keeping it to yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And John Stones, of course, contributed with a third goal for us as well. And that wasn't the end, though. We then went on and we got a fourth goal as well with a free kick from Raheem Sterling that, as we say, was predicted by Nedum.
Some people know when that ball's going in the top corner. So you say it. You just know. And to be fair, sure, you had a feeling, you thought something was going to happen.
I did. And I think it's the little details that we know and we see. And here's the little detail. Sterling went for that ball real quick.
Yes.
And because he was hungry for a goal. And he didn't quite have the opportunities to be able to say, well, yeah, I should have had a goal. So that was the sign that I said, yeah, I think he's really wanting this. And I said to you, he's going to go keep side because it's close. It's hard to get that ball up and over into that opposite corner. So I thought, yeah, he's going to actually put it on the goalkeeper side, and which he did. But he went totally top corner.
And this is the thing, because we don't see what they train like from Monday through Friday, or the say before the weekend. You sort of think, well, why is this person going to take a free kick? But the fact is, he had the confidence because he's probably kicked it into the net 10 times already in the week in the build up to it. So from the way he was walking, the way he put the ball down, like he knew what was coming. And he delivered, and it was a joy to watch.
But that's incredible strength as well, given the penalty miss from Wednesday. And he's taken a lot of flack in the media and social media this week for that penalty.
Yeah.
So to then step up tonight.
Raheem Sterling, in my opinion, has been a great role model for some people in terms of the way that he's criticised about 1,000,001 things. A lot of those things aren't deserved at all. But he's still a good teammate, a good footballer, and somebody who's still trying to positively affect the lives of others. He comes in for criticism because he's a big star, comes in for criticism because he's doing something which appears to be this way or that way. But I look at it this way. The guy essentially scores 30 goals a season for Man City. His teammates love him, and he's doing stuff in the community. And the fact is, he loves scoring goals. So you can miss a penalty, but the real thing is, I know for me personally, if I missed a penalty, you wouldn't see me near the goal again. But someone like Raheem Sterling, he misses a penalty, you brush it off, we won the game, I did my part, now I want to go the next week, and I'm going to work hard to do that, because what came before doesn't guarantee that you can be playing in the next year.
It really feels like something special is building, and I know that I am a bit biased and that, don't want to put more pressure on, but it feels like we're talking about so many individual players now and how they, what they've been through, how they've come back, that them as people on and off the pitch, we're talking about how they work together as a team. We're seeing goals from all over the place. We're seeing an incredible, strong defence. It really feels to me like from where we were at the start of the season to where we are now, the progress is incredible, and we are building something that is really special, and this season is looking like it really can be incredible.
Yes, it is. All the pieces to the puzzle are starting to be put together. I sound like I'm repeating myself, but we look at the defense. I'm going to shine a light on Zinchenko, because for some City fans, some fans love him, and some fans, when they look for an excuse, they run to Zinchenko. The guy just comes in and just does a job, and you don't blink an eye, and you just think it just flows. We're talking about Cancelo good and playing in the midfield. Zinchenko just comes in, and I'm thinking, okay, because we talked about, was it Eze, whoever he's playing against, you're looking at him and saying, okay, it's just going to be a little test. Guy has a solid game. So the pieces are really falling together, and Pep has been able to rotate. So to try to keep players fresh, get players 70 minutes and bring on some fresh legs. Foden comes on, gives you energy, gives you. I'm always looking, because he always does a bit of skill as well. And I'm just thinking, because we could look and think it's easy, and these guys pull out, passes and skills, and you just think, wow. So Pep right now will go home and just thinking, yeah, this is really starting to come together.
And as we said before, I sort of indicated that I felt like we'd been underdogs, and you said, no, the light will be shining on us now, and it absolutely will.
Yes,
that was a real statement, a real ruthless statement, and I feel like if we weren't, we are definitely now favourites.
Listen, you said it, but the fact is, if we win our game in hand, the top of the league, and I think most people are seeing City with top of the league of City staying at top of the league. And that squad's more than capable of winning 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row. So someone knows that from when City ascend, if they do, that is going to be one hell of a chase, because this is a team which is very, very good at front running.
Absolutely. What an incredible day we've had. Now, we've got one more thing that we need to do today, and that is the topic that's been on all our minds since the start of the show. Who is this mystery blue? And we've been talking about it throughout the sort of second half. We've been throwing names around. Before we reveal, you've had a chance to think, any last guesses?
I had a friend from Bermuda, Luke Kid, that I mentor. He gave me a shout. He was telling me Sunji High, and I said, do you know what? I think you could be right there. So I'm always wrong. I went with Danny Grenville. I don't know what your thoughts.
I think I'll not go for Sunji High. I'll go for Ji Hai Sun. How about that?
Oh, and if my tips of he was the player is a first, what would be the first for him?
For him, I think he would be, looking back to that time, he probably would have been the first Chinese player in the Premier League.
Okay, I think.
First one, teach me some Mandarin when we played together.
Was it anything you can repeat?
Yeah, it was just how are you? It took me about an hour to learn it, but yeah.
And for all our viewers in China, Shaun?
Niama?
Thank you. Right, let's see. Is it Ji Hai Sun?
Oh, the tension.
That was built.
Yes!
Hey!
There we go.
Oh my gosh, Nedum, not only that he's actually the EIDOS shirt. That's what you said as well.
Listen, I called it. I think I might have had that shirt. So yeah, I remember those times.
Shaun, you did it. Well done.
I finally got one through the help of a friend. Yes.
Shout out to Bermuda for sending you the answers. I don't think that's cheating. That's okay.
It's probably cheating, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll let it pass.
Well, thank you so much. What an incredible day. And not only did, of course, our men's team win 4-0, in case you didn't know already, our women's team beat Aston Villa 7-0 today. We play Aston Villa on Wednesday. I would very much take that right now. Of course, we play at 6:00 against Aston Villa, and we're not really here. We'll be back. It'll be Kyle O'Kell who'll be with you on Wednesday night. And then Manchester United do play after us at 8:15. They play Fulham. So we will still have the game in hand. It's still really complicated. Shaun, Nedum, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Oh, now there is something left that we've got to do. Now, I was told about this, and I have to say there was semi-blank looks between us, which may show the age of the people sat on this sofa. When I was told that we were going to be playing this, I realised at that moment that I have got old. So, for all you young, cool kids out there, you will know what this is. If you don't, it's just showing your age. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We all didn't either. I can't even remember what it's called now. The cooler, the shape, the sea shanty. Right, all the kids are now laughing at me because they know what it is. So we'll be back here on Wednesday night, hopefully going top of the league, even if it's just for a few hours. And here we go. Here is a sea shanty.
This was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down below, my Billy boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hand to the side, harping and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.